All right. I just cut off a girl that I've been friends with for over 10 years. I blocked her, deleted her number, everything. Gone. Crazy part crazy part is that like we didn't even hate each other. We left on good terms. We loved each other as a matter of fact. It's just we loved each other in a different way. Let's back up a little bit. So I met her back in high school through some mutual friends, and at first we weren't that close, but we ended up going to the same college afterwards, and everything changed at that point. You know, we started hanging out every day, getting food. There was this pizza spot that we would always go to, playing games. I don't know if you guys ever played Speed, but that was one of our go-to card games. We played Speed like all the time, and just living life together, just hanging out, just talking. At some point, I developed a little crush, but it wasn't anything too crazy because at this point in time, she had a boyfriend. I was dating around. It was just a solid friendship. We'd tell each other about uh, our problems. She would tell me about her relationship. I tell her about who I'm dating. What friends do. Um, and then life happened, and she moved. She moved out of state. We lost contact for about 4 years. We didn't talk. We didn't talk to each other at all. But somehow we made our way back into each other's lives, and it just felt like nothing changed at all. But it kind of did. We were older now. We were more mature. We were just the same, but just a little different. And for me, the feelings were different this time. From that small crush I had back then, it developed into some feelings once we actually started to rekindle whatever we had. So I asked her out, and she said yes. Hell yeah! Like, I'm excited. Like, oh my gosh, she said yes. Let's go. I was hyped. Like, yo, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be something real. Let's go. Let's fucking go. But then a couple of days later, she cancels on me. She told me she didn't want to cross that line because we've been friends for so long, which I get. I understand. I respect it. But at the same time, in my head, I'm like, it's just a date, right? So we keep it pushing, like, no harm, no foul. We keep hanging out like normal. But then I made, in hindsight, this is a really bad decision. But at the time, it felt normal. It felt right. I got her a job where I worked. Now we were seeing each other every single day. We had the same schedule. I was her ride. We were always together. And at this point, I fell hard. Late nights, we were just talking, laughing, existing, just being in each other's presence. She'd come over, and I would play games. She's a huge artist, so she would just draw, and it felt like a relationship to me. And even the people around us thought we were together. And I won't lie, like, I I loved that. Um, but it was feeding a delusion. It was feeding something that was not healthy. I knew this wasn't healthy, even though I loved it. I loved the attention. Did I love the attention? I did, right? I liked that people thought that we were together because to me it was like, see, we'd be so good together. Everybody sees it. I see it. Why don't you see it? And at some point, I caught myself. If she ever wanted to be with me, I'd drop anybody for her. And like if I was dating somebody, I would drop them for her. It didn't happen, but like I had these thoughts, and that's not how you build. That's not how you build a real relationship. That's just not how you do it. That's how you. That's how you sabotage one for sure. That's how you mess one up. So I asked her out again, and she said yes again. So I'm like, huh? But the day of our date, you won't believe it, she went out with another dude, and that should have been my wake up call. Uh, but it wasn't. For some reason, like I just took it on the chin, took the L, and I just stayed hopeful for some reason. Right? That's a sign clear as day. I'm not interested in you. But for some reason, I just didn't get it. Then one day, she tells me something that really got me. Like it made me feel some type of way. She said that she had another first date with somebody, and she said that she compares the guys that she dates to me. She wants someone like me, and I'm just sitting there like bewildered. I'm like, yo, I'm right here. Like you want someone that's like me but not me? That's messed up. Like, yo, I'm the only one that's like me. Nobody else is gonna be like me. Like, ugh. It just made me feel like a type of way. Like, you know how at this point, like, you have to know how I feel, right? But whatever. But because she said that, to me, it was like a hint. Like, yo, take the hint. Like, yo, I'm shooting you. Like, I'm giving you another hint. To me, I'm like, oh, that's a layup. Someone says that they want to date someone like me. That's a layup. Easy. So I shoot my shot one last time. And this time, she actually thinks about it. She considers it. Really considers it. And she tells me she can't see herself being intimate with me. The worst they could say is no. Damn. Psych. Fat L. It took a fat L. But, you know, it was just more clarity for me, right? Yeah, that hurt, but like, I obviously wasn't getting the hint before. So she had to set a boundary like clear as day. Like, yo, you can't. you you chopped. I don't. I'm not chopped, right? But that's what it felt like. Uh, it felt like she was telling me that I was fucking chopped. But that's whenever I knew that, like, yo, I can't be doing this to myself, because even after all that, even after scheduling a date the same day you're supposed to go on a date with me, even after saying you can't see yourself being intimate with me, I still I still loved her, and that's exactly why I had to let her go. We had one last hangout. She didn't know it was the last one, but I did. I made her a small little gift basket, put some cute little things in there, wrote a little note, something that she could keep, something that like will let her remember me in like not a, like a terrible way. After we said goodbye, she read the note and she called me crying, like she was bawling. And I'm not gonna lie, like that tugged at my heart too, because this is not like, this wasn't two people who didn't care about each other. This is two people who loved each other in completely different ways. And I realized that even though that I loved her, like, and she loved me, it wasn't it wasn't mutual. It was in a different way. And if I stayed in that kind of dynamic, it would have it would have destroyed me. Right? I already feel like I'm hurting. So at the end of the day, I chose I chose me. I chose me. I'm sorry. Is that a song? That's a song. But I chose me for my peace, for my future relationship, for my future wife, because like, yo, I can't be having these thoughts if I'm gonna be having a wife in the future, having a family. Do I still love her? Yeah, of course I do. But it's because I love her that I had to let go. If you love something, let it go, right?